You're the times in history when a revelation seems to come from the future itself because it is so profound, so mathematically accurate, and so unexpected. These instances are so drastically outside the realm of accepted thinking that they upend our understanding itself. They make us reevaluate our assumptions about what is feasible by challenging what we believe to be true about finance, economics, and the essence of value. This is one of those unique occasions, a watershed that future generations will remember, reverberating through the historical corridors. The world's most potent artificial intelligence systems breakthrough is concealed within a secret research document from Google's DeepMind subsidiary that was never meant for public consumption. The key to a revolutionary discovery that could change the path of financial history is contained in this document. The Gemini AI was assigned a single unprecedented task after being trained on all available global financial data, central bank reports, historical market activity, sovereign debt models, and transaction flows across all of the world's major economies. Find the best asset for worldwide settlement and ascertain its actual fair market value. The mission's conclusion has the potential to completely alter the direction of international finance and the way that countries and organizations engage for many years to come. The system produced a result following weeks of processing, quintillions of calculations, and testing situations that are impossible for the human mind to replicate. One number and one asset, XRP, worth $400,000 per token, were written out. Science fiction is not what this is. According to this authentic story that was released from internal DeepMind testing data, Google's AI was entrusted with creating a completely new financial infrastructure, in addition to analyzing cryptocurrency marketplaces. The idea was straightforward but intimidating. What is the most efficient asset, and what must its value be to operate at full global scale in a world where debt settlements, cross-border transactions, central bank activities, and global liquidity all demand a universal medium of exchange? Critics will point out that Ripple has legal issues, XRP is currently being investigated, and adoption isn't assured. These issues are discussed in boardrooms, on social media, and in newsrooms. It's simple to become enmeshed in the chaos and ambiguity. Everywhere in the financial world, the headlines are loud, and the doubts are unrelenting. And what do you know? It's accurate. However, that's how people think. It's fear speaking. Risks and potential problems are what people naturally think about, particularly when the future is uncertain and the stakes are great. We use it as a defense mechanism to shield ourselves from the unknowable. However, occasionally that same prudence can make us lose sight of the wider picture and the chances that are there in front of us. Current headlines are not taken into account by the AI. It examines what, over a 5 to 10 year time frame, performs best at scale with current technologies. It isn't affected by reputation or feelings. Data, effectiveness, and long-term potential are its main drivers. The AI is already determining the best course of action, free from prejudice and fear, while humans argue and pause. Additionally, XRP is already years ahead of all other projects on those conditions. In the current environment, its scalability, speed, and infrastructure are unparalleled. The network is established, the technology is reliable, and the use cases are growing daily. The report's potential for interoperability with XRP was another ignored finding. This is about linking whole financial ecosystems, not just transactions. Regardless of their underlying technologies, picture a world in which banks, payment processors, and even governments can communicate with each other without any problems. Gemini determined that XRP might serve as a link between disjointed CBDC systems. Imagine a world in which a single protocol enables smooth communication across all digital currencies. This is a fundamental change in the way value flows across institutions and across borders, not merely a technical update. One essential element for bringing disparate financial networks into harmony is XRP, which it dubbed the Universal Synchronizer. In terms of international finance, this is revolutionary. It implies that there is a method to unite the digital currency ecosystem, regardless of how disjointed it develops. As a result, XRP would serve as both the glue and the global settlement mechanism for the post-fiat digital economy. For a world that is truly connected, it is the missing piece. There might be a huge impact, opening up new efficiencies, cutting expenses, and fostering global innovation. So why isn't Google making a big deal out of this? Why aren't financial and IT titans making this the big story? Why does something so revolutionary continue to go unnoticed? Well, because all facets of legacy finance are called into question by this revelation. It jeopardizes the fundamental basis of the centuries-old system of control over money and power. The old guard is unwilling to relinquish their power without a battle. If XRP were to become the default settlement layer, banks, central banks, and governments would all lose their ability to create money, delay transactions, and maintain financial control. The ramifications are profound and upsetting. Technology isn't the only factor. The goal is to change the global balance of power. The report was shelved for this reason. It was more than just contentious, because it was revolutionary. The status quo was at risk. Change isn't always welcomed in the globe, particularly when it jeopardizes long-standing interests. It was too right, not because it was incorrect. There are moments when the truth is just too strong to be spoken all at once. Whether we are prepared or not, the future is upon us. However, the information is now available. For those who are prepared to see it, the truth that was before concealed in rumors and code is now visible. Anyone with the inclination to delve further can now access what was previously only available to insiders and specialists, since the veil has been lifted. And you are one of the few people who are aware of the entire tale. The study of the AI's voice cuts through the clamor and hype that typically permeate the cryptocurrency sector. You are now a member of a select group with a front row seat to the financial future, not just a bystander. Tribalism, market cycles, and cryptocurrency Twitter are all irrelevant to it. Rumors and the most recent drama involving influencers don't affect it. The emotional turbulence that influences so many investing choices does not affect the AI. It is concerned with what endures the upcoming 10 years of economic turmoil, what works, and what scales. It has picked XRP based on sound reasoning, rather than hype. Data, machine-only patterns, and the unwavering search for what is genuinely sustainable are the foundations of the choice. Whether XRP will reach $400,000 tomorrow, or even next year, is not the actual question. The fundamental requirement for a digital asset that can connect global finance in previously unheard of ways is the true question. The question is whether the world will ever require an asset that can perform the same function as XRP, and if so, whether anyone has the vision to get ready before the general public realizes. When the change occurs, will you be ahead of the curve or behind? Those who act before the masses, rather than later, are rewarded by history. YouTubers and influencers who follow trends and headlines can be questioned because their forecasts frequently shift as soon as they are made, and their opinions are subject to change. Since billionaires' intentions are frequently concealed behind closed doors and secret meetings, you can even question them. Their actions are rarely obvious, and their goals might not always coincide with yours. Can you question an intellect that is more intelligent than all of us put together, driven by facts, free from prejudice, and geared towards the best possible economic results? This decision is supported by facts, not feelings. Only the numbers and the reality they show are loyal to the AI. The algorithm's decision is this: the code doesn't care about opinions, and the statistics don't lie. It's an independent decision that was taken without fear or favor. XRP, $400,000, a figure that looks unattainable until you comprehend the underlying mathematics. The impossible begins to become certain when you see the rationale behind it, not the hype or the optimism, but the math, cold, precise, and free of human prejudice. Those who believe the evidence, not the drama, are shaping the future. Please hit the like button, subscribe for more in-depth analyses of financial AI disclosures, and forward this to everyone who still believes that XRP is simply another altcoin. If it changed your perspective on the cryptocurrency, don't allow them pass up what might be the most significant financial change. Someone's tomorrow could be altered by what you do today. Machines are writing the future, and they have already made up their minds. What about you? That's the only question that remains. Will you remain a spectator, or will you take action to participate in the upcoming financial revolution? Please keep in mind that I do not hold a financial advisor license. These videos only include content that is meant to be entertaining. Before making any financial decisions, I always advise viewers to do their own research and speak with experts. Many thanks for listening. Please remember to hit the subscribe button and give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Additionally, to be the first to know when